Hello, everyone, and welcome to the After Ever After podcast, the show where we take a look at Disney sequels to truly see what life is like after Ever After. My name is Andy, and I'm joined by James.
Hi. Hello.
This is our first ever episode, so I think we could lay some groundwork. We're going to go through all of the Disney classics, from Snow White to Zootopia 2, I guess, and we're going to go through each one, look at the sequels, and see which ones are worthy of the legacy set up by their iconic originals.
Yes, we are.
I think it could be good to set the stage a bit here. What's your
That's a
kind of
good shout.
relationship with like did you watch a lot of these growing up, or is it like
So, when I was a kid, I watched loads of the Disney classics. I'm trying to think of which ones that I didn't watch. I don't think I watched like Rescuers.
yeah, me neither.
Give me some others, and I'll tell you whether
Well,
I've watched them or not.
without giving away our age too much, I reckon like we would have been like like shit hot on like Lion King, Aladdin, Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had all of those on VHS, showing my age there. But yeah, I watched a fair few. I think one of the ones that I hadn't watched until a lot more recently was Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, in terms of Disney sequels, until today, I have never ever seen a Disney sequel. Even some of the newer ones, so like Frozen 2, never
yeah,
seen it. Moana 2, never seen it.
that's
Wreck-It
mad.
Ralph 2, never seen it. There's a lot of well, I mean, I've seen one now
Yeah, as of for this, yeah. I
for
think
this. Yeah.
mine's not like I'm not like like it's not like you've never seen any and I've seen them all or anything. Like I've seen like my fair share. Like I've seen like
Mhm.
the Aladdins and the Lion King and stuff like that. But it was just like as and when. So I've got like some experience with it for sure. But I think it's fair to say because like we both are like Disney fans, right? But like we're not
Yeah.
like Disney adults. Like we're not obsessed with it. It's
Yeah.
not our
No.
we don't go to Disneyland or anything like that. Like, so it's kind of weird that of all the people in the world, the two of us would maybe decide to make this podcast. But I think we're both just kind of fascinated with like how strange these sequels are and the weird way they come out, and they always seem to have like these I don't know, just strange origins and stuff.
Yeah, I like the thing for me, and I remember thinking this when I was younger, when I would see some of these sequels, like in Blockbuster or whatever, I'd be like, I don't remember this coming out in the cinema. I don't remember anything about this.
Yeah,
This can't be a real film. Like, I thought they were like bootlegs or something. So I
yeah,
think that's why I avoided them for so long, because I was just like, this isn't going to be as good as the original,
no,
because I love the original, and I'm not going to tarnish that by watching what to me looked like a bootleg sequel.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so like I remember, like, I love one of my favorite Disney films is Emperor's New Groove.
yeah,
I remember seeing Kronk's New Groove come out on
right,
DVD or VHS or whatever it was on, and I was just like, no, no, this is not real. How is this? How is this a thing? Why would they do this?
yeah.
So there's certain ones that I'm excited for. I am excited to see Kronk's New Groove, but yeah,
They did very
we'll
fast
see.
get that reputation though, like because so many of them, like, and we're gonna go through like so like you've mentioned some theatrical ones and everything. Like they're quite varied, but like so many of them were that reputation of like this is straight to DVD slop to get in on the name, and some of them are good, but like some of them are like there's a reputation for a reason, isn't there? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
there's even that I don't know if you've seen it, the Family Guy bit, Jafar Aladdin 4, Jafar gets new
Jafar
glasses and
gets
stuff
his
like that.
glasses
Like
or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's so like it's got such a reputation that even like that's touching on it. So
Yeah, I'm excited to go on this journey with you, to be honest. I wouldn't have anyone else to go on this journey with.
no.
Well,
Well, we so the way we're going to be doing this is rather than going through order of sequels, we're going to go through the list of Disney classics like we mentioned earlier, from Snow White, the very first, all the way down, which one's got a sequel, and then we talk about it that way. So chronological order of the originals. And as we travel through it, I thought it would be fun to maybe look back on the ones we're passing by. So in this case, the first and second films was Snow White and Pinocchio, and then we're touching on Fantasia, which is the third film that got a sequel. But I thought it could be fun to look back on those other ones and just take a look at how they did continue in this little section, which I've actually created a name for, James, and I haven't told you. I'm doing this on air, live.
What? Oh my.
I'm
Oh,
I'm so confident in this name that I hit it. This section is
I'm
going to be
scared.
called Before Ever Before. It's such a terrible name. I thought
No! Before Once Upon a Time.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Oh, well,
I
no,
like.
you've said it
I've
now. It's
locked it
in
in.
stone.
Before Ever Before.
Yeah, it's in stone now. That's what it's called.
So would you like to take a look? Before Ever Before with me?
I would love to. I would love to do that with you.
So if we before ever wait before after before ever before if we before ever
I
before
don't know.
these films, the first one released was Snow White. That's never had a sequel. It's always had a live action film, which didn't do so well. Um, but would you be surprised if I told you there was meant to be a sequel to Snow White?
um, what year was it supposed to come out? Because that, will determine my level of surprise.
Fairly recent. Well,
Yeah,
in the
no, not
2000s.
surprised at all.
Right. So, this was part of the ones we've mentioned, like the direct to DVD ones. These were getting uh so many brought out, and they were working on one which was apparently meant to be computer animated, and it was called just the Seven Dwarfs. Um,
Okay.
so apparently this is going to be about how the dwarfs met and how the evil queen killed like Snow White's dad and all this stuff. But
Oh.
apparently, according to the director who's on board, Mike Deezer, he said that
Hmm.
apparently the plot was changed to center around how Dopey lost his voice because he witnessed his mother die.
What?
It's like Bumblebee, but with but with more trauma and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh my god.
So this was one of the,
Dopey with fucking Vietnam flashbacks of his mum dying.
and I thought they were brothers. I always thought they were like a family, but
They're
apparently,
just.
yeah, he's got a different mother.
No? Oh,
Guess they're just
wow.
mates. Um,
Jesus.
but this is going to come up quite a few times. So,
What? Mum's dying?
well, it is Disney,
Well, yeah, true, actually.
but with a lot of these, they get cancelled in 2006 when John Lasseter becomes like the CCO. He cans all of these things that's in development. He just doesn't think they're worth doing. So a lot of these just met like, oh my god, I was gonna say they met a sticky
The,
fate with John Lasseter, but that's probably not something I should say.
they met the guillotine of John Lasseter.
They met
They
their end.
killed them all. Met their end like Dopey's mum.
And there's been some other ways that continued. It had a video game on the Game Boy. It had a
Apparently,
mobile game.
apparently it had a comic book as well, or a comic
Yes,
strip.
yes, that was Italian. That was like in the 30s for some reason. They did a sequel.
Wow.
I have no idea what that's about. I couldn't find anything about the story to that.
Oh, hang
Um,
on. No, there's two. There's one for Silly Symphony Sunday. It ran a 4-month-long adaptation of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So I guess that's an adaptation
just retelling it.
rather
Yeah,
than a sequel. But yeah, you're right. There's literally one thing about the Italian version
yeah.
from 1939, and that's it.
I couldn't find anything on that. And there's another thing as well. This feels very tenuous. But it's something called the 7D, which is the Seven Dwarfs. But it feels very tenuous. I don't think we can count this as a continuation because it's basically a full new interpretation of the Seven Dwarfs, like in the style of like modern animation stuff, like Phineas and Ferb and that kind of like
Right.
zany it's not. It's I wouldn't count it really. They've taken the idea of the seven dwarfs, but
The 7D. I've never even heard of that. That's
no, I think it was
interesting.
super short-lived, and it doesn't look very
Oh,
good, to be
fair.
honest. Before I jump on a Pinocchio quickly, I will just say, obviously, with these, there's going to be, I think, almost every single one we go through will have had an appearance in something like Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
Disney Magic Kingdom, the Dreamlight Valley one. These video games where it's like a lot. The idea is basically like a crossover, like Disney Infinity and
Yeah, I was going to say Disney Infinity came to mind, but
yeah.
yeah, you're totally right. And if anyone doesn't know what Kingdom Hearts is, don't worry about it. It's Final Fantasy and Disney characters. That's all you need to know.
It's very confusing.
Yeah, there's like a million different games for it. Let us know if you want us to play them. Haha. I'm not going to do that. I
I
don't want to
guess.
do it.
So with Pinocchio, that also had a ill-fated sequel cancelled by Lasseter, which was Pinocchio 2. This just sounds a lot like it's not as interesting as Dopey having trauma. It's just
Mhm.
Pinocchio goes on a strange journey, and he questions why life's unfair. Well, sorry,
Yeah,
Pinocchio, but it just fucking is sometimes.
it just is. And
As he
one thing that we
realized because
found.
his sequel got cancelled.
Yeah, exactly. Life isn't fair. You're not getting Pinocchio 2. John Lasseter's coming with his guillotine again. he's, he's chopping off your strings, sunshine. But one thing that we also found out about while we were looking this up is it got a prequel. Is that right? A
Yeah,
live action
it's
prequel?
it's kind of like Pinocchio again, but from Geppetto's perspective. So it's just called Geppetto. It was straight to TV. There's people who say that it was meant to be the reunion of Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins. But again, I couldn't find much on that. But it's basically a full musical that was done for TV, telling the story of Pinocchio, but just from Geppetto's perspective, which is insane.
It still baffles me. We found this out like a month ago,
Mhm.
something like that, and we were talking about it, and it still just blows my mind. Also, the cast is pretty good. Drew
Yeah,
Carey's Geppetto. That's great.
yeah,
Anton Yelchin was in it.
yeah. Rest in peace.
Oh, bless up, big man.
Was it Usher in it?
Yes, Usher is the Pleasure Island ringleader.
That's
That
mad.
was
What a cast for something that no one knows about.
yeah, wild.
Of all the ones we've mentioned so far, this is the one I'd love to circle back one day and have a look at this.
100%. So if you do want us to cover that, let us know because we'd be well up for that.
Yeah, it'd be easier to
Um,
understand than Kingdom Hearts as well, by a long
a
shot.
100%, 100%. So obviously, this got, as with Snow White, this got a live action remake.
Mm,
I hated it.
I'm not a fan.
I'm looking through again. It says like,
Oh, you know what? I think I watched that live
oh,
action remake on the day the Queen died. I'm not saying it had anything to do with it, but like, what a day.
what a day!
What a dark day in
A
history.
heavy toll for all of us. Oh dear. Other than the cancel sequel, Geppetto 2022 remake, it also had a an adaptation in Silly Symphony Sunday. Again, Kingdom Hearts, all of that.
I think with Pinocchio specifically as well, they took like Jiminy Cricket and he kind of became like one of Disney's mascots. So he himself is probably in so much.
It's very true. Yeah. And Pinocchio, whether it was the original story, I've got to get this in, also inspired and is the basis of Lies of P, which is a Soulsborne game that I've started playing and it's pretty good. So there you go. Just wanted to shove that in there for my endless love of Soulsborne games.
How does that like? Is it the same story?
Don't ask. Don't no. It's fine. We'll talk about it after the podcast. No one needs to know this.
Fair enough. So with Snow White and Pinocchio, I guess that takes us up to Fantasia. Just quickly before we dive in, because we would like to discuss the original film quickly, just to give you a baseline of where we both lie with that. so you know like
Hmm.
our perspectives going into the sequel. Just before I do that quickly, I will let you know the other ways Fantasia has continued. It's weirdly mostly video games. It had a Sorcerer's Apprentice game for the Atari in '83. There was a specific Fantasia game for the Sega in '91, which is just collect musical notes. And then there was a Fantasia Music Evolved game for the Kinect in 2014. And
What?
it was by Harmonix, who did like Rock Band, and they originally did Guitar Hero. It's just a dancing
Oh,
game.
wow.
It's got the Fantasia name on for whatever reason. And you dance into stuff like
Fair
Ed
enough.
Sheeran and Imagine Dragons. It's not like you're dancing to like Beethoven. So it's yeah, what's whatever.
That seems really pointless.
It does, doesn't it? Because I don't know
Like
who's.
the whole thing about Fantasia is the music and obviously the animation and everything as well.
Yeah,
But you would think that you would be dancing to like Night on Bald Mountain, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and all of that. Like, why not?
yeah. It's a weird angle to take name recognition, but then have nothing that makes people like that. But with the original Fantasia, is that something that you have watched like a lot? Have you ever seen it? Or
Yeah, so I've seen it. You know, I didn't rewatch it for the podcast, which is my bad.
fair enough.
But I kind of just wanted to go into the sequels a little bit blind.
Yeah,
There's certain ones that I will be rewatching if I really don't remember them or if I haven't watched them before. I remember most of it quite well. I was looking through like a plot synopsis and I remembered some of the bigger parts, Sorcerer's Apprentice and I just mentioned what it was. Night on Bald Mountain, I remember really, really well. And yeah, I think it's a really interesting film, being so music centric and pairing that music with the animation. It's weird and it's interesting. And yeah, I like it. It's not my go-to. It's not something that I would watch again and again and again, but it's good to have on in the background, and some of the scenes are great. So
yeah.
yeah, what about you? What's your history with Fantasia?
Well, I thought I'd seen it, and then I did rewatch it for the podcast, and I slowly realized I don't think I have seen this because I didn't recognize anything other than Sorcerer's
No
Apprentice.
way.
If you don't know what Fantasia is, which I imagine you do, but it's basically like a concert film where it's like an orchestra playing classical music, but each piece is accompanied by an animated piece that's like meant to be inspired by the music. And they said there's three different types. It's like just abstract stuff where it's just visuals to go with the music, or there's like a sense of a story, or like an actual full story, and it's just different little shorts. And so you can like what you like. I'd seen the Sorcerer's Apprentice, which I think everyone will know. It's like Mickey and the iconic
Yeah.
wizard hat, like isolated. It turned out, and I
Yeah.
assumed I'd seen it all, but I hadn't.
Yeah.
When I was looking into it, though, like I have a lot of respect for this film because like we're what 3 films into Disney's catalog, and they're doing like this weird art house kind of movie, like experimental and like nothing they've ever done.
It's a really weird like left turn for them
Yeah,
to do two very story focused fairy tales and then to just be like, all right, you're getting a banging orchestra and some really unbelievable animation.
yeah, and so I didn't know this until I was researching it for this, and I don't know how familiar you are, but because of the way that like audio recording was back in the day, like Disney wanted to be like you were actually in an opera house or a theater or whatever listening to the orchestra. So they kind
Hmm.
of pioneered a new sound system for this so that it was actually recorded with multiple audio channels. So this is actually a huge step forward for audio and film as well.
Yeah, was it something like Fantasia Vision or something, or am I thinking of Fantasia 2000?
No, yes, they call it Fantasound or something.
Fantasound, that's the one.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah.
mental.
Isn't it? They basically premiered Atmos.
Yeah, and
They
from
beat Dolby to the punch.
and from what I can tell, like I think Disney really liked this idea, and like it didn't do well at the box office, but I think it's like good to mention now because it does play into Fantasia 2000. But the idea was
100%, yeah.
he really wanted this to be it goes on forever and shorts come out and like added in and it's like an ongoing thing, which is like always like a work in progress. So you, like, oh, let's go check out the Fantasia. I hear they've got Sorcerer's Apprentice back on or something like that, and you turn up and they've got like some new ones, they got some old ones, and it obviously didn't work out because the box office just wasn't there to justify this to be in the cinema forever. It's
Absolutely.
it's an interesting idea.
It's such a interesting when they said that at the start of. So, slight spoiler for when we go into Fantasia 2000, but they do mention that.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. Like, that is such a good. Like, it's such an interesting idea to basically. I mean, he's taken inspiration from, like, theaters and stuff. They go all around the country. Like, obviously, they don't change what's going to be shown, like, in that specific production, but the people will change, so that you might see an actor that you like and you're like, oh, I like them in that, I'll go to that. So it's weird that Disney was trying to kind of do that, but with a film, question mark?
Yeah.
Would they have re-edited it? Like, I guess they must have.
I think the idea was just the individual sections you could slot out, slot back in. I haven't picked up yet on whether or not he planned this to be like theatrical or if it was going to be like a Disneyland thing, because I know this did start with it did actually start with Sorcerer's Apprentice, and then just they got really excited about that and it built out and out and out and out. But it's a very ambitious idea, and it doesn't surprise me that it never happened. But it's fun. Like,
it's very fun.
There's a bit with I think it's his granddaughter on the Blu-ray I was watching, where she's on about like this huge red book he had called Future Fantasias, and it was all these different ideas, like what about this and this, and he clearly,
no way.
It seemed like it was probably like a passion project for him.
Wow. That's really cool, and it'd be interesting to see if they eventually, I mean, in 1,000 years, if they do Fantasia 3000, who knows?
Yeah, when we're long gone.
Yeah. No, we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be frozen.
I did like it. I think it's long. Like, the original one is so long. It's over 2 hours.
It's very long.
It's the only Disney film apparently to ever have an intermission. And that sounds weird because they've had longer films since then, but at the time that wasn't like super common, I guess. And I think like some of the pieces are good, some of it's very hit and miss, but like as a whole, I really enjoy it, and it's very I think I respect it more than enjoy it necessarily, but that's not a dig because I still do enjoy it a lot, you know. But
yeah.
But yeah, all right. Should we jump into 2000 then?
I think so. So yeah, as we've been talking about, today's film is Fantasia 2000. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Firstly, I didn't really know what to expect with this, so I was quite pleasantly surprised. This was lovely. Also, an hour and 17 minutes.
So brisk, so much brisker than the other one.
Rapid. From what I remember, the last time I watched Fantasia, the first one, it was a pleasant surprise because I thought I was going to be sat here for 3 hours watching this, and I'm very glad that I wasn't. Yeah, what did you think?
Well, I kind of came off this. I watched, like, it's Tuesday when we're recording this. I watched Fantasia 1 on Sunday, 2 on Monday. So I kind of came in like, okay, I know what to expect here. I think overall, before we'll probably do a deep dive on each segment. Overall, I might actually like this more than the first one. I think the hit rate's better. I think the shorter runtime really helps. I think the first one has a nicer kind of setup. Like, it feels like you're in a theater seat and there's an actual conductor in front. And this one kind of felt a little bit blue screeny, and it's introduced by celebrities, and celebrities are fucking great, I guess. But like, I find it more interesting hearing like a symphony conductor discuss the music than I do like Stephen Martin doing like a little bit that wasn't really funny. Other than the presentation, though, I didn't really have like any complaints. Again, some of them are hit and miss, but I do prefer the presentation of the original one. But at the same time, I know like this was made 60 years later, and it's nice to tell people like, we got Steve Martin and Angela Lansbury on screen. You better come see this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that I kind of took from this was that they were trying some new technology things. So when that hall opens up and you see those weird looking screens playing Fantasia and stuff on, I was like, oh, okay, they're trying something interesting here.
Yeah.
And it must have been like they've just discovered, or they've just kind of perfected how to do this. And that kind of got amplified in the second one when they started. We'll go into the second one properly, like in a bit. But I was like, oh, this is interesting that they've done this certain thing. But yeah, presentation wise, I agree. I think it did seem very blue screeny. I really liked when it was the composers and the musicians talking about it and talking about how the music kind of made the director feel, and that's why it plays out on screen like that, and why they, you know, decided to use this and this and this. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and I totally agree. What a great runtime. And yeah, the one thing that I've noted down was that the Disney intro for this that snaps into like a space nebula or something like that in the background was cool as hell.
Yeah, that was sick. It really set you up for like, hey, this is the future.
Yeah, it was so quick as well, because it was just like the start of the Disney thing, and then it snaps, and then it's in space, and it's like, what is going on? And then you get that lovely little recap of the first one as well. Like, some of those scenes fly past, and it's like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is gonna be a fun time, I think.
Yeah, even the name sounds. I know it's just the year it came out, but the name sounds like Fantasia 2000. It sounds like very punchy and futuristic.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had seen this like when I was younger, because I mean, this is a man that a child when I was a child that bought the Millennium Slicer, which was the old Bionicle thing, because it sounded cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's
what
is that? It's basically Slicer that came out on the Millennium. Cool.
That is pretty sick.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. Should we get into the first one, or have you got more to say?
No, I was going to say, like, this one, like this one, like the original one, they both have, and I kind of respect them for doing this. They both start with the abstract. I kind of respect them to have that kind of like trust in the audience to be patient for like little kids who might not care for that. But they both start with, this is just some music, and here's some images that's very abstract that the animators felt when they listened to it. And
yeah,
it's really nice to see. I can't really describe it. Like, it's very visual rather than, I can't really describe it at all. I don't know if you could do a better job.
I mean, it's so weird. I wrote the best music video ever ? And then animation is fucking gorgeous, because it's absolutely stunning. And combining, I cannot remember what the song is. I didn't write it down. It's Symphony Number 5, is it?
Beethoven.
Yeah, combining such a, you know, the start of that is da 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 da, and it's so big and bombastic and huge. Remind me, is the start doesn't have the butterflies, it's the like flashes of light from the clouds, isn't it?
Yeah, like literal flashes of color and light and just stuff like that.
It's so interesting, and it's so bombastic and cool, and it's like, I guess God from above is like, here we go, we're starting, and it's kind of like a creation story, I guess. But then it goes into these beautiful butterflies doing their thing, and yeah, the animation on those butterflies is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
it's so smooth, it's so fluid. There's some lovely little parts. And this is throughout the whole thing, apart from one where the music is just so perfectly tuned to the animation. And there's certain little flourishes that they do where it's like the little butterfly nudges the mum butterfly, and it's like, and it kind of does it at the same time as the music. It's just so well edited and so well animated. Like you say, it's just so experimental, this one. Very abstract, very weird. God comes and saves the day. No, it was Steve Martin, because he walks out right after that. Yeah, it was a good one. It wasn't my favourite by any means, but it was very, very beautiful.
It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, that's it. It was fun. Steve Martin came out and did a couple of little jokes, and they didn't necessarily land.
No, I usually like him, but I didn't think he landed here at all.
Yeah. For some reason, I've just written with no context. Oh, that's a cool idea. I don't know. I have no
You
idea.
just the concept of Fantasia.
Yeah. Oh, God. So the next one is Pines of Rome, um, which is a beautiful song. And
This is the Wales, right?
this is the Wales. Yeah, tell me, what did you think?
Man, don't come at me with this one. I don't know what it is about me. Like, when I saw Avatar 2, it didn't hit for me at all. And a lot of it's just like, I don't give a shit about these fucking whales. And I had to say, I don't know what it is about me. I swear I don't hate whales. I don't want them to be hurt or anything, but okay, whales. And it is like really nicely animated and it's kind of cute. Like, what's the story really again? It's like a baby whale gets trapped and then he gets to fly with the other whales in the sky or whatever. Cool. Um, Good song, good animation. I don't really care about whales. And I don't know what it is. I feel broken.
Andy Oates hates whales. Yeah. Do you know what? I think I agree. It was
Yeah,
nice. I think it was really interesting and really not what I was expecting with the music again.
yeah,
And they kind of say that at the start. They say like, "Oh, you imagine like Romans and all of this, but our animators took it a different way." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. What did they do?" And then
yeah.
yeah,
That is
they really did.
that is a good point. They do that. They do that a bit, which keeps it interesting. It's never like or very rarely is it like the quickest jump to like what would we animate for this. So I do
100%.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like they really go out and I would never have thought of flying whales to
No,
go with Pines of Rome.
I think it's just because it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is beautiful, I guess. Like the little baby whale gets stuck and he wants his mammy and then he gets to fly. But
Yeah.
you know what it is as well. Like speaking, like taking away like my hatred of whatever.
Hatred of
I think
underwater mammals.
it does lull a bit in the middle. I think it starts really beautiful and it ends beautiful, but
Yeah.
I think it goes a little bit long in the middle.
Agreed, and I think that's the thing when you animate into classical music. Classical music is long. There's no
Yeah,
question about it. There's a lot of downplay and upplay and all of this. Classical music ends up being long
yeah,
pieces, so there is
sure.
going to be a lull when it comes to animation and stuff like that. But yeah, there were some things that I really liked. I'm just going to read those out. It continues Fantasia's absolutely sublime music into visual motif. I don't know if I'm using the word motif there correctly, but
Sounds
here we
sounds
go.
good to me.
The whale flapping to the beat is lovely. The horn, when that hits in the music, is the blowhole. Love it. It's so nice. And the cymbals, one thing that I've noticed quite a lot was when they splash, it's cymbals. And I think that's
Yeah.
perfect. It gives that perfect representation of a crashing wave.
I did forget about that, to be fair. There was some clever uses of the instruments and stuff, to be fair.
I couldn't tell, but if they did do this, it was lovely. The water drops in the cave as tiny piano notes. I had a look. The first ones did it, and it was gorgeous. And the second ones, I
Yeah.
don't think they did. But when they did the teeny weeny little piano notes as the drops dropped, gorgeous. A question that I had for you, and I don't think this is necessarily true, was this one of their first 2D and 3D animation blends?
I was going to bring that up actually, yeah, because this is if I remember rightly, it's Tarzan. Tarzan, where he's going through the vines and he's like kind of like grinding on them like a skater.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I think that's the first time they used that,
Right.
but that was '99. So that was like literally just last year.
So
when
they
this came
must
out.
have been developing this, like, the same tech and
Yeah,
used it on both Tarzan and Fantasia, because from what I remembered, it hadn't been done before, so that's why I wrote it down. But yeah, it was so nice, so cool to see.
yeah. Actually, speaking of which, this could be a good point to bring out. I don't think we mentioned it before. When this first came out, this was straight into IMAX. It was the first animated film into IMAX.
Yes, I was gonna
Obviously,
mention that. Yeah,
like IMAX was nowhere near as popular back then as it was now, so it was even more like insane It must have been a real treat to see stuff like this in that format.
I imagine the that wide room in IMAX would have looked unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
the room where the orchestra is and everything. I think that would have looked unreal in IMAX.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's so cool, and I think seeing some of these animations in IMAX would be amazing. And if they ever did some kind of IMAX re-release, I'd definitely go and see this. It's really worth it, I think.
I would too. I would take
Yeah.
a piss when the whales came on.
Andy Oates hates whales.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There's
Hates
definitely
whales.
there's definitely one I didn't like more than this, I
Agreed.
think.
I think we are going to be on the same page when all the whales start flying. I thought they were just going to. I genuinely wrote down, "Oh no, the heat death of the universe," because I thought the sun was exploding. Like when the sun started pulsing, I was like, "What? Are they literally going to have like an exploding star or something, and all the whales are just going to fly away in space?" Which, did they get the idea for the space whales in Star Wars from this?
They could have, man.
Because there is a very similar shot when it's like going on the side and they're all going through like the clouds and then the upper cloud area. It looks pretty similar to the hyperspace whales.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be fair. Like he seemed Dave Filoni, who runs the Star Wars stuff now, seems like an animation nerd, so I wouldn't be shocked.
And yeah, the last thing that I said was it was a visual treat, but splashing through clouds cannot be as fun as water.
No, I can't imagine it would be,
No.
especially not if you're a big fat stupid whale.
Anyway, let's move on from whales because obviously you hate them so much and this was your worst thing that you've ever watched in your life. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it had some really nice, some really nice musical motifs, as I said, and some great animation combined with that. 3D and 2D was great. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was nice. It wasn't my favorite, but yeah.
Okay. I think this next one has a very, very real chance of being my favorite, to be honest. There's one that potentially beats it, but this one was Rhapsody in Blue, which was done by George Gershwin. So I've jotted this down because I knew I wouldn't remember his name, but
Yeah.
apparently there's a caricature artist back in the 30s or whatever called Al Hirschfield, and this is like New York City animated with like the vibe of his art style
Yeah.
to this jazzy kind of music. And like, how would you describe the story? It's like it's four individual people who have like this wish. A guy who wants a job, he's unemployed. There's a construction worker who really wants to get into drumming.
Yeah. There's a guy and his bitch wife.
Yeah, we both wrote that down. One of the guys is just like, God, wish I could get away from my bitch wife.
It's so weird, though. It's just, she's just spending all of his money, and he's just like
he
along
just
for
wants
the
to
ride.
dance with monkeys.
Yeah, yeah. I've written that down as well.
And the last one's just, which is probably the saddest one, just a little girl who wants her parents to pay.
Yeah, which is like, oh man, that was sad, and that the nanny was horrible.
This was beautiful.
I adored this. This was
Yeah.
this was sublime, and like genuinely, I thought, you know, the animation as it's the music comes in, and it's drawing
Yes.
the city. I thought that's all it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like different things, like keep getting drawn, so it would be like the guy, and then the line would carry on and everything. And I'm so glad, like, as cool as that would be,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that it didn't, and I'm glad that it kind of did that start part, set New York as the background, and then we got to actually spend some time with these characters. The art style is phenomenal. It's beautiful.
Because they do if I remember rightly, they do introduce it as like it's going to start with one line on the screen. So I was the same as you. I was like, oh, it's going to just be like a line going through drawing these cityscapes.
That's exactly what I thought, but even that was so fascinating and interesting that I was like, yeah, this is fine. If it's going to be that, it'll be pretty good. And then when the animation kicked in, I was like, God, this is great. it kind of calls back to some of the other ones. It, parts of it kind of give me Sorcerer's Apprentice vibes, not necessarily the content, but like the way that it's animated and the things that they're doing. And maybe it is just like a Disney vibe kind of thing, but it was wicked. I loved it.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Like the animation style that was around. I don't know what other films used it, but 101 Dalmatians used it.
Oh,
It looks a bit like that.
The kind of no, they weren't rotoscoped, were they? But yeah, I know.
I don't think so.
I know what you mean.
It's very like handmade feeling to it, but it feels very stylized as well.
100%. The first thing that I wrote down when this came on was it really feels like Disney just wanted to do Pixar shorts.
Yeah.
Because this just feels like something that would play before a film, and I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah, it actually. Speaking of Pixar, it gave me some vibes of Soul.
Yes.
I think when it goes in the afterlife, is that like 2D lines and stuff as well? Or am I mistaken there?
The New Zealand lady that's in all of Taika Waititi's films.
Yeah, she's like the villain, isn't she?
Her character is the little 2D animation that's a line. So maybe that... And, actually, do you know what? That must be inspired by... Yeah, I think you're so right with that.
Like there's a similar vibe to the music and the art style.
Exactly. I think you're spot on with that.
I could be wrong, but
I don't. I think you're right. Take it as gospel from us. We know what we're talking about.
I thought this was just so energetic and beautiful. The music was spot on. I absolutely adored this one.
Yeah, I love this. At one point, I did write, is the message to reject the world and go ice skating? Because that's what everyone does.
Yeah.
But obviously they were just interpreting their actual desires of what they wanted to do. The kid go
in their own way. Yeah, she wants to be with parents, and
the guy gets rid of his bitch wife.
He just wants to be a silly little guy. He doesn't want to spend his money.
He just wants to go and hang out with a monkey.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it reminded me of as well? I don't think you've seen this. It's just out this year. But Life of Chuck, there's a bit where he stops in the middle of it and like does a dance to like a street artist, basically.
Oh, cool.
And it reminded me of that, but like with a monkey. I just really enjoyed that. But this was, I adore this.
Yeah, I loved it. There was one thing that I also wrote, which is ACAB, because that police officer came up to that guy who had just picked up an apple and was going to put it back, and he tells him off, and then he eats the apple.
Yeah.
Bastard.
What a piece of work.
All cops are bastards, I'm telling you.
Especially this guy.
Especially that guy.
The worst of them.
Yeah, 100%.
In this short.
In the short, yeah. In the Oh, no. Yeah, this was...
Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this. I could wax lyrical about it all day, but I loved it.
I totally agree. And I would say if anyone's like wanting to watch and get a feel for what Fantasia 2000 is all about, watch this scene. If you don't have the time to watch the whole thing, I would highly recommend watching the whole thing because it really is a ride. But put this one on. It is unbelievable. It's gorgeous, and yeah, I totally agree. I don't really have much more to say about it other than I think it's my favorite one.
Just quickly before we do the next show, I did make a note here. I can't remember who says it, but we cut away to someone. I think it was Betty Midler or something like that.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And we do get told very quickly, like, by the way, we were going to do one with Salvatore Dali and one based on War of the Valkyries, but we didn't do it. Anyway, he's the next one. I was like, why would you tell us that?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
The Salvador Dali one sounded awesome.
Well, we can circle back to that, because that is actually something we'll talk about later, because it's actually out there.
Interesting. Okay, cool. The other one that they mentioned that I wrote down was Baby Ballet. I saw that picture and I just wrote down, Baby Ballet sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I was so glad that one was gone. Like,
Yeah,
you can keep
same.
that one, but
That can stay gone. That can stay dead. After they teased Salvador Dali, and after Andy has teased Salvador Dali to me, we go on to the next one, which is the Steadfast Tin Soldier. Am I right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, this one's set to I've written it down. I'm not very good with classical music, but I've written it down. It's Piano Concerto Number 2, Allegro Opus 102 by Dmitri Shostakovich. I would never remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically it's a retelling of the Steadfast Tin Soldier.
Yeah, by Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like this one at all.
Yeah, no, you know what? Great animation. I'll say it like that. Like
Yeah.
the Jack in Box was super scary and freaky. I didn't like him.
He was a
like, they're not
pervert
meant
in a
to.
box. I was.
I like this weird CG face and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know the original story? Because I didn't.
What, the actual.
The Steadfast Tin Soldier.
No, I didn't.
So this version is basically just like there's a tin soldier falls in love with a ballet dancing toy thing,
Yeah.
but the Jack in the Box wants to get with her. So the Jack in the Box is mean and I can't remember
Pervert.
exactly what happens.
He knows he's a creep as well, because as soon as the cops turn up, the soldier turns up, he, like, starts hiding away. He knows
Yeah,
he's a pervert.
He bins off. In this version, the soldier gets lost and I think gets eaten by a fish, and then whoever owns the house buys the fish, and the tin soldier ends up back home. And he defeats the evil Jack in the Box. But in the original version, apparently, it's like the same kind of story, but then at the end, there's a little boy who's just like, I'm just going to put this tin soldier in the fire, actually. And then
What?
apparently wind just blows the ballet dancer in the fire as well, and then they both just burn to death. And it's like, oh,
What?
what's the moral of this story? And apparently, I looked it up, and it's like the moral of the story is to be brave and follow love. It's like, I don't want to follow love if I'm going to end up in the fire.
Are you sure? Jesus, that's wild. Yeah, she stands alongside the tin soldier, and both are shot into the burning fireplace, where he melts into the shape of a heart with her, and they go to toy heaven, and he has both legs.
Great. I hate this.
I hated it. I thought it was poo-poo. It wasn't poo-poo.
I think it's like, yeah, it's really well done, like animated wise, and I think they apparently use like a real actress to do the dancing for the ballet dancer, and then like animated based on that. And you
That's
can kind
really
of
cool.
tell like she's
Yeah.
got like some really natural movements. But people must have like passion for this story who heard it as a kid.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's creepy, and I don't like thinking about it.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't like it. If the thing about recording the real dancers' moves and then animating them, that's another callback to Star Wars, as that's what they did in Clone Wars with Ray Park and his mole fighting.
Oh yeah, they did. It
always circles back, baby.
I can tie it into something even nicher to me.
Oh my!
They did it for Transformers 1, for the fight at the end, but then they scrapped that because they're like, this looks like two dudes fighting instead of two transforming robots. So they scrapped that and worked in a lot more of like, oh, he's going to turn into a car, and then that comes into the fight scene and stuff like that.
Why would
this has nothing to do.
No, but that would be like Megatron and Optimus just fighting like Naked Snake and Solid Snake and Liquid on the top, just like
slugging it out. Oh, you know what? Something I'll give this, and it sounds like a backhanded compliment, but that kind of era of early CGI mixed with 2D animation can be creepy, and it does work in the favor for that Jack in the Box. He unsettled me.
Yeah,
I'll just say that quickly. But
he was a little freak, and I didn't like him. But I thought it was a really good use of 2D and 3D again, because there was some beautiful water scenes that were hand drawn, like when he goes down the drain. Stunning.
The water, the rain animation's been scanned from Bambi.
I read that just before. That's crazy.
Mad, isn't it?
That's genuinely mad. But yeah,
We'd have been 60 years old at this point.
Yeah.
And we're still like, just use that. That's the best we can do.
We've got it. Just put it in. Yeah, that's wild. I had no idea that they could even do that kind of thing, but that's cool as hell. What the hell was that?
It was the Jack in the Box.
Oh no, he's here.
He, he's come for your bussy.
No.
We might have to cut that.
So yeah. Anyway, that was. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I hated it.
No. Yeah.
The next thing I wrote was Vader.
Yeah, this was James Earl Jones introduced this. I thought he was delightful as always. I like this little joke of what is it? What he says something like they finally asked the question, what if flamingos had a yo-yo?
What?
He's great.
I wrote after this one. I wrote flamingos, and I put best one so far.
Yeah, I loved this as well.
I think it's absolutely phenomenal.
So this one, it's the piece called "The Carnival of the Animals" finale by Camille Saint-Saëns.
Yeah,
and it's basically you've got again one silly little guy. He's just a flamingo with a yo-yo, and the other flamingos are like, "No, get on, stay on program.
Why can't you be normal?"
Yeah, he has to do the little thing, and he hates it. He just wants to be a goofy little guy. And,
yeah,
it's just so cute.
It was again. It's one that we can't really talk like loads about because it's so short as well. But the animation is stunning when they're like doing the synchronized thing, and he's shooting the yo-yo forward, he's shooting the yo-yo behind. The yo-yo tricks, the way that they're animated, are unbelievable. They look so good. Yeah. And I imagine that the animators must have like taken some yo-yo tricks and just like done the same thing as the dancer and animated around them.
Yeah, the guy who directed this worked with someone on Pocahontas who used to do like loads of yo-yo tricks, and it's inspired by him.
No
apparently.
Way, that's cool. Yeah. I really
this
like
is the guy in the office.
Wow, this is so of its time as well. Like yo-yos.
Yeah.
Have you ever? How long's it been since you have seen a yo-yo?
It would be at least 2 decades.
I was gonna say about like 15 years. I haven't seen one for so long, and that goes right towards the time of that being released.
Yeah, it's because all the other flamingos, like, they keep us down and don't let us play with our yo-yos, man.
I know.
This, the colours on this were so popping as well. You know what? It reminded me a bit of, I Just Can't Wait to Be King in Lion King. It has that kind of, like, beautiful popping colour.
100%. I totally agree. And yeah, it was gorgeous. It was stunning. Very pink. I loved it.
Yeah. And the movement in the animation when he's having to do like the normal flamingo things, and he's like got that really irritated face. It's so funny.
It's so great. And then he starts getting happier and happier because he notices the yo-yo like doing certain things as he's moving, and he's like, oh, and his neck picks up and his gestures change. Yeah, this was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just full of expression. It's full of charm. And I can't fault it. I think I wish it was longer. I wish it was a tiny bit longer, but...
Yeah, this is the first... I actually noted down. This is the first time I wanted one of these to be longer.
Yeah, it's great. I really, really, really liked it. I liked... the little in-between parts where he got like scolded and told off, and then there's that one where he gets beaten down into the water and it's like, oh my god, they're drowning him, and then he comes out with all the yo-yos and is like, nah.
He almost went out like Bruce Willis in Glass.
Oh no, not the puddle. Amazing, really liked it. I don't think I can say much more. It's great.
Me neither. So this next one is it plays on what we were talking about earlier, which is like, oh, you go like it's meant to be there forever, and you go, and sometimes it's showing and sometimes it's not. It's just Sorcerer's Apprentice again. It's just Mickey Mouse with his little wizard hat on, making brooms, carrying buckets.
We know the deal. Firstly, Penn and Teller introduced this weird.
That was cute. Yeah, I like that.
I like when he chops his ponytail off. That was very funny. And then I just put, oh, it's Kino time. Holds up so fucking well, and underlined it. And then I said, this is actually about the dangers of automation and AI.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They were so ahead of the curve, man.
You know, what you were saying before with the New York City one, where it's like this could play before film. This feels like such a. It could be like just an isolated, like you know how Looney Tunes used to release their things as shorts, and like
Yeah,
Mickey
yeah,
did as well, but they were never as good.
yeah.
Um, this is just a perfect isolated short. The music's amazing. The animation's amazing. It's a very simple story, but a very effective story.
I totally agree. I love it so much. I got a bit confused because when he goes onto the top of the mountain, I was like, oh, this is where the devil's gonna come, and then I totally forgot that that's in Bald Mountain instead of this one. So I was like, Mickey, no, not in the Dreamland.
Don't make a deal with the devil, Mickey.
And yet, when what is the sorcerer called? He's called something like Yinbad or something like that.
It's Yen
Yen
Sid.
Sid, that's it.
And I'll tell you how you remember that, because if you spell it backwards, it's
I've
Disney.
just realised before you even said it. Yeah.
I only found that out yesterday.
um,
I read it and I was like, that seems like a maybe like stereotypical name. Oh, it's Disney. Never mind. That's okay.
yeah, when he was doing the magic with the skull and like stuff was coming up, it looked like the devil from Bald Mountain.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then it turned into a nice butterfly. So I was like, oh, maybe that's going to play into it. And that's why I thought it was going to have the devil in it. But yeah, this is great. I think it's everyone knows this.
Yeah, if you don't, it's literally just Mickey Mouse as an apprentice. He steals his wizard sorcerer master's hat.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make the broomsticks carry water instead of doing it himself. But oh no, he can't control them and there's too much water, and he learns not to mess with things he doesn't understand.
I'm telling you, man, it's the dangers of automation and AI.
I don't think anyone describing it could do it justice. I think it's like a 5-star little short.
Yeah, 100%. It's worth a watch if you're if you're going to watch any of them. And I again cannot stress this enough. Watch this whole thing. It flies by. But yeah, Sorcerer's Apprentice is fabulous.
I think this is, and it feels if we count this as part of it, this is my favorite one. But I wouldn't want to, because it's from the original one. I'd probably give it to Rhapsody in Blue because it's new. But overall, this is my favorite.
I think that Rhapsody in Blue kind of takes it a little bit for me. Even if we include Sorcerer's Apprentice. I love Sorcerer's Apprentice, but I just thought Rhapsody in Blue was so unique and really interesting. I loved it.
And is that taking into account Mickey's drip?
Oh yeah. Well, no. Because his drip is fire.
Immaculate.
And lit.
I get you though. I totally get you. Like this. I don't really want to say it, but this feels like something you'd see like traditional, and the other one's a bit more like out there, where it's like, I've never seen this before.
100%. But I still, I love it so much.
That music is great.
Unreal.
Just before we move on as well, because you did mention Penn and Teller. This is unrelated, but it's kind of related. Did you know Penn is in Toy Story?
Who is he in Toy Story?
So Buzz Lightyear goes into a room. He hears a voice on the TV. Come in, Buzz Lightyear. This is Star Command. The advert.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
The world's greatest action figure is now the world's greatest toy. That thing. He does that voice for some reason. I have no idea why.
Cool. What a weird little that's great. Is that in the first one or the second one? That's in the second, is it?
This is the first one. This is literally the advert that convinces or makes Buzz realize he's not a space ranger. So that's just a random little fact I've been holding in, because I don't understand why he's in it, but I love that. It's fun.
That's great. So directly from this, we get Mickey doing a is it a reanimation, a reacting part where he goes up and shakes is it the director or the composer's hand?
Yeah, the first bit's like he shakes the composer's hand, and that's directly from Fantasia 1. I don't know if they've revoiced it so it mixes in well, but
Yeah, who was it that he was shaking hands with in the original? Was it Disney?
no, it was the composer of the orchestra.
Right, got
I
you.
can't remember his name, but Disney voiced him in the original one, I think.
That's what I yeah, okay.
But they might have revoiced him here just so like when he comes into the next scene, it kind of like
Yes,
blends better.
yeah, I read that somewhere, and I can't find it now. But yeah, they did recast Mickey, so it was the same voice for afterwards.
Mm.
But yeah, really cute little section, and then another lovely Disney character comes along, but he's late.
Big D.
He's running late. Donald is the star of the next one, which is Pomp and Circumstance. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pomp and Circumstance, Marches 1, 2, 3, and 4 by Sir Edward Elgar.
Also known as Land of Hope and Glory in England, because that's all we remember.
This one's super easy to describe. It's Noah's Ark.
Yep.
I was going to say David Duck. That's not his name. Donald Duck. I swear I've watched Disney things before.
Donald's mutated cousin, David Duck.
No, not Daffy. Oh my god.
Donald!
I swear I've watched Disney things. Donald Duck and Daisy Duck are the duck version. They're the two ducks going on Noah's Ark.
And they also...
But, oh no.
Donald also sees two ducks go on to Noah's Ark as well. And he's like, huh?
Oh, I guess they're the two mutant ducks then.
Yeah, that's David Duck.
And then Donald loses Daisy, and Daisy loses Donald. It's like, oh, I was sad because they must have drowned in the Great Purge.
Yeah.
Never mind. There they are. It's just, it's Noah's Ark.
Yeah, it was very simple. I think it's nice having Donald in it, and I think like some of the slapstick in it is great, but at the same time, Donald kind of loses something by not having his voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his little tantrums.
Yeah, so it kind of felt it could have been anyone in that role. I mean, literally the only thing that I wrote down was "aw," because it's cute. It's really cute, and it's a nice little setup for the last one, I guess. Like, it's a nice little palate cleanser after Sorcerer's Apprentice. Something simple and easy to digest. It's fine. It's all right.
I was really disappointed by this one. I love Donald Duck, and I saw him on the box art. I watched it on Blu-ray, and I saw him on the box. Like, yeah, my fucking boy's here.
Yeah.
It's just so like, I think the animation looks good, but it's like so digital and clean looking, and it doesn't feel as handmade as the rest of it, or as passionate as the rest of it. And it felt like the most basic example of what one of these could be, and that's like a bit of a insult, to be honest. I guess basic can be good, but it didn't hit for me at all. If this is like the Donald vehicle and the last one was the Mickey vehicle of like the thing, like the Mickey one's so much more interesting and different, and it tells a good story still. And obviously Noah's Ark is like an iconic story, but I didn't really get much out of it here.
Yeah, it just feels like too boring of a story. Like, Noah's Ark isn't super boring, but it's just like the animals came in 2x2, hurrah. Then they got there. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Donald was there.
And that's like the backdressing as well. Like, we're not even focused on that. We're focusing on like Donald slapstick looking for Daisy.
Yeah. I just felt like there were too many chances that they would have actually seen Donald, go up into the gears and be like...
Realism was definitely the big drawback.
It really is. Like, when he went through those gears, he should have been mashed into a duck paste.
Daisy should have been mourning him.
No, but yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's not my favourite at all. It's not the worst one, because we know that's Steadfast Tin Soldier. But yeah.
I think it's the most disappointing one.
Yeah, I think I agree. When you set up that it's Donald and you see him naked on the hammock, great, phenomenal. And then it just kind of loses all of his charm. I really think that not having his voice is crazy. Like, if they just had a little bit of him going kind of thing over some of it, it would have been great. But
Yeah.
hey ho, we didn't.
And then we close it out, right? This is the last one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Firebird Suite,
last one, Firebird Suite.
1999. No, 1919 version, sorry,
Oh,
by Igor Stravinsky.
yes. I'll say it. This was nearly my favorite. It is beautiful.
I agree, yeah. First of all, I didn't recognize the title of the song, but when it hits, you'll know it. Like I literally have written down, oh, it's that music. Like really iconic music, but the way this works with like there's like this
A
I don't know how to
sprite.
describe it really. A sprite, yeah, that's a good way to put it. She's like this like nature, this force of nature, like she turns into water and then grass and the animation on that as she's transforming through these different forms of nature was like amazing.
Yeah, the wave one was stunning when she
Yeah.
like towards the end when she turns into the wave and she just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and you can see the perspective because the elk gets smaller and smaller and she's just like covering the sky to be able to bring all this stuff back to life. It was unbelievable. I wrote down Dark Souls boss moment.
Is that the big fire
Yeah,
phoenix?
when she goes up to
Yeah.
it and touches it and it's like bah!
Oh my God, that thing was metal. Like I think they must have done this pacing wise. It must have been like this is our Chernobog, like the Satan one from the
Yes.
first Bald Mountain,
And that's
like
a
this huge fiery demon bird.
yeah, I said the exact same thing. Phoenix style thing is a nice callback to the OG with the demon, whose name I could not remember. I think it's so cool. He's got the same kind of look. The eyes are very similar, but obviously he's a
Yeah,
bird instead. And yeah, that was really cool and really stunning. The animation in this just overall is unbelievable. The animation on the sprite is gorgeous. And I said that Disney never fails to animate animals so well, and I think that's
oh yeah, yeah.
the same in the Donald Duck one, and it's the same
Mm.
in this one because the way that the elk moves is just so good. They just know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
This kind of reminded me a little bit of Moana, as well, with the big nature woman
Yeah,
at the end.
it's like Tafiti.
She starts as like a fire monster and then turns into nature, so it's kind of similar vibe.
Yeah, Tafiti and Takar.
I cannot remember.
Something like that. But yeah, I totally agree. It gave lots of Moana vibes. I thought this was lovely. The story was lovely. When they introduced it as like a story of life and death, I was like, oh my, what are we gonna see?
Yeah,
And then it was just like, yeah, like nature coming back to life after winter, which is lovely. And
yeah,
then oh no, destruction, and it was actual like, oh my god, the whole forest is dead. Everything's
yeah.
died. Like, oh
It's so
no.
sad but so beautiful.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you get that kind of like nice thing and walk away out where like nature kind of heals again and
Did you know that the area is based on Yellowstone? No, not
no,
Yellowstone. It's Mount St. Helens.
no, I didn't know that.
So if you
Where's
look up a picture of Mount St. Helens at the end,
Mhm.
when it zooms out, it's pretty much Mount St. Helens.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's inspired by the eruption of Mount St. Helens, which is
that makes a
crazy.
lot of sense. Yeah,
Very cool.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there we go.
and then it just
And
ends
then it just
very
ends.
abruptly.
There's nothing else. And it just goes on to the
No,
credits after that, and the orchestra all walk away, and we get a little bit of
no,
music at the
thank you
end.
for coming here.
No, nothing. James Earl Jones didn't come back. Steve Martin didn't come back. Come on,
Steve
guys.
Martin is in a post-credit scene.
I missed that. I turned it off too quickly. How did they do a
Oh
post
no!
credit scene in 1999?
Well, technically it's not post-credit. It's like when the credits finish, the Disney logo comes up, and then you hear Steve Martin being like, "Camera back on me, put the camera back on me,"
Okay, that's quite
um,
good. I like that.
and then it just finishes.
Oh dear. So that is Fantasia 2000. Andy, what did you think overall?
Overall, this is a bit of a weird one to start on
It's
because
very weird.
this is the first episode. We're finding our feet in, and we hit a movie which is
Basically,
experimental
yeah.
and segmented, and we're hitting this running.
Hell yeah.
Overall, I really, really like this, and I think I like it more than the original, which is not something I expected to say.
Yeah, Do you know what? I think I agree.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of hit. Obviously, there's a couple that don't hit. Fuck you, steadfast tin soldier, you bastard. Um, but yeah, I think nearly all of these are absolute bangers. They're so good. I really like it. I think it's a great film. I think it's I've said it like 4 times already during this episode.
Yeah.
Just if you
Watch
are
the full thing.
interested
It's
in
worth it.
any of these, please just watch it because the runtime is nothing, and it's so much
Yeah.
fun. You'll have a great time.
I think it's worth like if even if you're not that interested, like if the first one's runtime's putting you off at all, I think it's probably worth saying like it's probably better you do watch it and then just be willing to skip the bits you don't like. Because when I was watching it, there's some bits that are so long in the original that are no good in my
Yeah.
opinion. Which I don't think you have to worry about here. There's like a couple where you might not like them, but they're over pretty quick if you don't.
Yeah, the all of the animations, like they feel not that they don't overstay their welcome. I think the closest one to overstaying its welcome is Pines of Rome.
Yeah.
Like you said, it has those lulls in it, but I don't think it's too much of an issue. But yeah, everything just flies by. It's like watching a compilation of like Pixar shorts or something like that. It's great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we've told you what we think, but let's see what everyone else thinks. Andy and I are huge fans of the social media app Letterboxd, so we're going to check out some of the reviews from there.
Yeah, I've actually held off blogging this because you were going to pick up some reviews, and I wanted to like I didn't want to see anything. I just want to come in this raw.
Good thinking. So, first one. Rhapsody in Blue is so strong that literally every other segment could suck and this would still be one of the greatest movies of all time. Agreed.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Why did this film of 74 minutes need 9 different hosts? Agreed.
Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah, I like I said earlier, I like the intimacy of like the conductors introducing it. Like celebrities are cool, I guess, but like
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah,
Agreed. Put this on for Rhapsody in Blue, stayed for the flamingo with a yo-yo.
I'm glad that it's not just us.
I know,
Like, those were great.
It's so good. I can't wait another 40 years for the next Fantasia. So maybe we'll see some of those. That's by the same person that did the one that said Rhapsody in Blue is so strong. They've reviewed this like 5 times. Someone said that Noah's Ark scene made the sequel peak, which I do not agree with.
Damn, I don't get that.
No, not at all. Can't wait to see Fantasia 3000, in brackets, only 975 years left. 7 out of 10. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people like this, and they should, because it's great.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of Fantasia 3000, right? That's not where we were going to go with this. So I actually do have some notes written about this.
Have you,
So
are you trying to pitch? Are you trying to pitch this to Disney?
this isn't me. This is. You know what? Actually, they had a pitch from. So back before Fantasia 2000 came out, they actually had a pitch for something called Musicana. This was worked on by Wolfgang Reitherman, who has worked on quite a lot of Disney films, and Mel Shaw. They got really, really invested in this. There's some beautiful artwork you can find. This is called Musicana. This should give you an example of what they were looking at. We had one, which this is going to sound familiar if you're a Disney fan, jazz music in like the South of America with frogs. Does that sound familiar at all?
I have no idea what you could be talking about at all. No, of course. Yeah.
It's very similar, Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually find anything about whether they were inspired on this. It seems like, for everything I could see about the development of that, it seems like they just came to this same conclusion, but it could also be a lie.
Yeah.
They also did Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, which obviously like it kind of ties in with Aladdin, but this looks totally different. It doesn't like there's any inspiration there.
Okay.
They had one called Finlandia, which was about giant ice and sun gods doing battle. They had like a Chinese inspired one called Emperor's Nightingale with Mickey Mouse, and John Lasseter was actually going to work on that one.
Oh, nice.
There's one called The Rain God, where a monkey steals from God. I don't know what that is.
What?
Pretty badass.
That's
And there was
cool.
a South American sequence as well, and they presented this to the executives, and they just pointed at the Fantasia original bombing. and it didn't go any further forward.
Boo.
Mel Shaw stayed with Disney. He kept animating, but this was the thing that inspired Wolfgang Reitherman to leave. But then following this, we've got obviously Fantasia 2000. They went to make Fantasia 2006. That was actually going to happen. And then this just didn't do well, like two bombs in a row. So that just kind of dwindled out. So from what it seems, Fantasia 2006 would have been kind of stepping away from classical music a little bit. It would have been music from around the world. And some of these actually got made and finished and released. Okay, so I'll run through a couple of them with you. One of them is actually been mentioned already. It's called Destino. It's featured on the Blu-ray as a special feature, but it's also on Disney Plus as its own standalone little thing. It's also on YouTube. And this is the Salvatore Dali one.
Nice.
Weird, and freaky.
How so?
It's just very abstract. I have no idea what's going on. You're not really meant to know what's going on. It's beautifully animated. But this was started in the late 40s with Disney and Dali himself. And then it was kind of like buried because that never made money. And then Roy Disney, who I think's Disney's nephew or something like that, he found it and unearthed it and came back to it. And it's good. It's interesting to look at. I'm not great with abstract art, to be honest, so I'm not the person to ask. But I think just for the fact it's Salvatore Dali and Disney,
Yeah,
and it's like 6 minutes long, it's worth checking out.
that is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just looking up. It said it was. So it began in 1945 and only finished in 2003. It took 58
yeah,
years to complete.
yeah.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't always.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't like in constant development, but
Like you
yeah.
say, it got lost at some point. So, but that's
And
wild.
yeah, it's so strange, and that's like something you can just watch like on Disney Plus right now if you wanted to. But,
Great, cool.
like I say, it's elsewhere. Lorenzo was the next one. This is a similar thing where it did get pitched back then, and then it got completed now. So if we say Destino was like based on like kind of Mexican culture, this one seems a bit more Spanish. It's like a tango music. One of the facts I read about this is the animator. It said something like he went to a Virgin Megastore and spent like $150 of his own money on tango music to write this, which I just like that little fact.
I love that.
Basically, it's this huge, pompous, fluffy cat. He's like, I'm the best cat. I'm the bee's knees and all this shit. And this cat comes in with no tail, and he's like, the big cat's like kind of like doing this like kind of like like inch big signature of his fingers that you'd expect for maybe not a tail. Like taking the mick out of the size of his tail. And this cat puts a hex on the bigger cat. Oh, now your tail's like in control of you. So the tail gets possessed and it's like dancing with him. It's like it's like making his life a nightmare. And then the bigger cat ended up having to get rid of his tail because of it.
Oh
And
no.
it's really fun and really cute and really well animated. And I really like this one. And the music's
Nice.
totally different as well for being tango music.
Cool.
This next one has an interesting history. So this one's called One by One, and the music's done by someone called Lebo M.
Okay.
And he worked on The Lion King. He did like a lot of that stuff. This was a song that was meant to be in the first Lion King. It gets cut. It's still in the musical version, but they take that song and they readapt it into this, and it's just a short with like kids in Africa flying kites.
Oh.
And then funnily enough, actually, after Fantasia 2006 was cancelled, this ended up as a bonus feature on the Lion King Dude DVD.
Oh, sick. That's lovely.
Yeah.
At least it found its like way somewhere.
Yeah, and it's okay.
It's all right.
I didn't really care for it. It's fine. There's nothing special about the animation or the story or the music. I must have heard the song 'cause I've seen Lion King live, but I don't really like that version of it. Controversially, it's fine. This one you can get, like I say, you can get it on Lion King Blu-ray or YouTube again.
Yeah.
This next one I actually couldn't find on YouTube. It is on Disney Plus. This one's very interesting. I probably wouldn't even talk about any of them other than Dali if it wasn't for this one, right? So this one's called The Little Match Girl. This one takes its inspiration from Russia. It's based on like a poem or something like that. I'm going to read you my notes in a bit, but I do want to warn you that I'm going to spoil this short. So
no.
if you are listening and you don't want to be spoiled for the you just want to check it out for yourself, I do recommend it. Time codes are below to skip to the ranking, which we'll do next.
But
But
also probably watch it because it's like, what, 5 minutes long?
yeah, give it a watch.
Give
and
it a
then
watch.
pause this, give it a
Pause
watch,
us
come
right
back.
now and come back.
Yeah.
Are you paused?
But not you, James.
Oh.
You're getting spoiled.
Ah!
So it's gorgeous animation. It actually reminds me a bit of... Do you remember Anastasia?
Yes, good film.
Yeah. Looks a bit like that. So this is a story about a little girl who's homeless. She's trying to sell matches on the streets, but no one's buying them. And she takes a break in an alleyway on a night, and she's trying to get some warmth. So she's lighting the matches. And in the flame, she can see this different life of like her grandmother caring for her and looking after her. It's like Christmas. And then we see like it transitions a bit. The grandmother comes in the alley, picks the kid up, and walks away. But as she walks away, you realize it's not actually the kid that's being picked up; it's the kid's soul.
What?
The grandmother is dead. The kid is dead, and the grandmother's come down from heaven to guide the kid to heaven.
What
the kid died in the alleyway.
What the fuck?
Oh, my notes go like just really like gorgeous. This reminds me of Anastasia. Probably the shot I can most imagine in Fantasia. Golly, this is sad. Oh my god, I'm crying. Fuck. I did not expect that ending in a Disney.
What the fuck? That's so fucked.
It's horrible. It's really sad.
That
and
sounds awful.
Apparently they did play about with like, listen, son, we're Disney. We don't do this. They played about with other endings and nothing felt like it was good enough like to replace this, so they stuck with it, which
wow.
yes, credit to them. But god damn it is a miserable little short.
Jesus. That sounds horrible. Well, I'm definitely
I almost feel bad for
god damn.
making people pause and watch it, but if I had to cry, so do you.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a tear in my eye.
Yeah, it's very sad. But those are some I don't think everything we cover is going to have anything like that. That's probably going to be the only time we ever have something where it's like, this had a sequel, it was cancelled, but here's 4 complete scenes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kind of have to expect that when obviously they were working on Fantasia 2006, so there will be completed parts that are out there. It's just a shame that, like, unless they're working on another one at some point, we're probably not going to get those kind of... And with the rise of, like, Disney and Pixar shorts, we're not going to get the rise of that kind of stuff again, which is a shame.
I think, if they ever touched on this again, it's more likely than not, let's be real, it's probably just going to be shorts on Disney, isn't it? It's not going to be, like, a feature.
Well, think of the... what was that Mickey Mouse one where it's like an old and a new one at the same time?
They did like a Steamboat Willie kind of follow-up thing,
which was
like
sick. It was so fun. But it's a shame that we might not get as interesting stuff, but you never know, there might be some fucking weird video games at some point.
True
Can't wait.
So with that all said and done, I think it's time we give Fantasia 2000 its dues and declare where we put it in our ranking system. So our official ranking system that we've came up with, it's a cute little way to keep this on topic. From the bottom to the top, we've got the bargain bin. We'd reserve this for anything straight to DVD that we not even worth the time. We get it straight in that goddamn bargain bin.
Not even straight to video. It's just straight in the bin.
Yeah, straight in the bargain bin. Some grandma might pick it up for 50 pence. Oh, my grandson liked this one. And she brings it home and it's goddamn garbage. And you can't say anything because it's your lovely grandma.
It's the goddamn Steadfast Tin Soldier again. I hate it so much.
The next ranking above bargain bin, we've got straight to video. And this is a fate befit of most Disney sequels, apparently.
Yep.
Something just, it's whatever. Straight to video, out of sight, out of mind.
Could be good, probably not.
You can watch it, yeah. Next, we have our Diamond Edition. So this is, if you're familiar with Disney home media, this is something they would do in a big re-release. They would declare this is the Diamond Edition of The Lion King or something like that. So this is something that may still have just been on DVD or Blu-ray or video, but it does deserve that little extra bit of attention.
It's like when games would do that, like, player's choice kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But better. And finally, we have Disney Classics. So funny enough, this one actually is, technically speaking, a Disney Classic already, like in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But this is basically just saying this is a sequel that's so worthy of its original successor that it should actually just be a Disney classic itself. It should be in that original run of films. It should have been theatrically re-released if it wasn't. This one, like I say, was. It doesn't just because it was, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be here. Like Moana 2 is technically a Disney classic, but is it going to make it up there? Who knows? We'll find out in 50 weeks or whatever. But um, which of these four categories do you think is best befitting of Fantasia 2000?
Oh, baby. I think this is fantastic. And I think we skip the bargain bin. It's not going in there.
No.
It's not straight to video. This was definitely not. I think we're
No.
going. I think we're going. Brush off that diamond. This is no. Throw that diamond in the bargain bin. We're going Disney
Oh
Classics,
my God.
baby. I
All the way
think
up the
this is
top.
great. I think it's well worth a Disney Classics rating. I think nearly everything smashes it out of the park. For me personally, yeah, this is a Disney classic. I really enjoyed this. I had a great time, and I was coming in being like, this is just going to be Fantasia again, and I was very pleasantly surprised and had a great time with nearly all of this. So yeah, I would say Disney classic. What about you, my boy? What do you think?
I think I gotta agree, man. Like, if for me, like I said, it's
Yeah.
slightly above the
Oh
original
shit.
just because it's the hit rate's better.
Yeah.
The pacing for it being shorter just means that those ones you don't like, if you don't like it, it's not here for long.
Yeah.
And it is just worthy, isn't it?
It's
It's just
just
really cool.
fun, man. It's just fun. It's yeah. I really like it. Steadfast Tin Soldier, we can take that out and put that in the bargain bin though.
I'd happily leave that in the bargain bin,
Yeah.
yeah. Where it could rot forever.
Yeah. That creepy fucking Jack in the Box
But
can
since
fuck
since
off.
since he's clutching on, I guess he can be in the
Uh,
Disney classics as well.
I guess.
But the bad definitely is outweighed tremendously by the good.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
And with that done, I guess we can wrap it up. So this has been a bit of a longer episode, I imagine, because of the situation of the film. But next week we're looking at a bit more of a traditional sequel and kind of what you'd expect from this podcast. We're looking at Bambi 2, maybe.
Bambi 2, baby. The deer is back and going on other adventures. What's gonna happen? I don't know. I've never seen it.
Me neither.
Oh shit! Really? Oh,
No, I've never seen this one.
oh
I've
wow.
maybe seen Bambi. I feel like this is going to be another one where like I've definitely seen Bambi, and then I'm going to stick it on. I'm like, I don't remember any of
Yeah.
this.
See, that's
I
what I feel like I'm gonna be like with Bambi 1 as well, because I'm just like I remember parts of it. I remember Thumper.
mm,
What a dude.
I remember Thumper.
And I remember what happens. Can I remember the rest of it? No, I just remember there's some like
No.
nice flowers and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a character called Flowers.
Okay, I might not have seen Bambi 1. I don't remember. I feel like I have though.
Be an interesting journey, though. Be a
Yeah,
very interesting journey.
I'm very much looking forward to it. So Bambi 1
Yeah.
and then watching Bambi 1 and then talking about Bambi 2 with you, our listeners, and my wonderful co-host, Mr. Andy.
So, in the meantime, just to wrap it up, I think we could confirm this is going to be a fortnightly podcast, or if you're American, bi-weekly. That's how they say it, right?
Yeah, Americans are
That sounds
weird.
like 2 a week to me. I don't know why they do that.
But
Every 2 weeks, this
yeah,
podcast will release.
yeah, that's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah. And it will be on Tuesdays, if I've got that right. I believe it's every other Tuesday you'll get this.
Cool, great.
In the meantime, where can you find us? Well, we've got After Ever After Pod on Instagram, and we have a Gmail. Do you remember where the Gmail is, James?
Yeah, that would be aftereverafterpod@gmail.com.
We're happy to get any letters at all. We love, these are films where like I don't think you're coming at them strictly with the most critical lens. Everyone's got their own like little childhood nostalgia. So I'd actually would generally be very interested to hear different opinions. Did we get it right? Did we get it wrong?
Yeah, it'd be nice to know if someone prefers the sequel to the original as well. Let us know if any of
Yeah,
these that you really like the sequel and you hate the original.
definitely. In the meantime, I'd also like to thank Joe Tyrone, who did the theme tune for the podcast. We absolutely love it. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
I'd also like to thank Jordan, who did all the artwork for our Instagram and also helped with the development of the podcast. And where can the people find you, Jim?
So I'm on Instagram at Jimmy Smurds. I'm also on Letterboxd as I think my name is Nat Rumpf on there.
Yeah.
You can probably also just search my name, which is James Smurden, on there, and you'll find me on there. Follow me. I like having people to follow on Letterboxd. What about
Yeah.
you, Andy? Where can they find you?
Same as yourself. I'm on Instagram. The one to follow is Oatman's Movies. That's Oatmuns Movies. And then on Letterboxd at Odibot.
So that was Fantasia 2000, and that is the end of this episode. Andy, I'll see you after ever after.
Take care. See you next time.